You know who else is working a lot?
Else.
Our friends at the Homestead Collective. Let's talk about them right now. Let's get them in. We got Mitch, we got James. Everybody shuttle behind the desk. Let's get you more towards this way, everybody. Don't call it a comeback, but the owners of the Homestead Collective have a success story like no other. And thanks to their dedication, we now have the city's newest culinary destination with a plethora of eateries to enjoy. Owner Mitch is here along with James from Dad's Donuts. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
All right. This thing was on life support here, Mitch, and you gave it CPR, you revived it, and now we're back. We're better than ever. You opened up a couple weeks ago. How did you save the Homestead Collective for the community?
Well, the vision, going back 10 years ago was to bring a Napa-style restaurant. We already had God on the Gods Gourmet. I really, coming from New York, food town, going to LA food town, living in Napa food town, Colorado Springs, no food town. At least 10 years ago. I think on Yelp, the #1 restaurant was Cracker Barrel.
Oh.
So,
that can't
that's
be
not
good
to get
for a city.
Subway. Yeah. So I said, all right, what can we do about this? So we opened the Pinery and we started doing things. And then after having a small restaurant, I said, let's see if we can do this. And I had a very big vision and I had a very big ego because I thought, let's get it all in one building, 19,000 square feet, one restaurant. And for about 6 months to a year, I thought, man, I did it. And then, but even though it didn't do the numbers we needed to sustain 100 employees in a building, we were still doing $4 to $5 million a year, but we weren't making any money. So I closed the building on January 1st, 2020, and I turned it into Northside Social. That was kind of a pickleball time when things were really picking up.
Yeah. And
we opened it up on Valentine's Day 2020, and we closed on St. Patty's Day 2020. We made it about a month.
You made it a month.
And everybody was wearing masks and I thought, okay, we closed, laid off a lot of people, and then a few months later, do we open again? And people were still wearing masks. They weren't quite ready to go to restaurants yet. So, and interest rates started going up at the banks, and all of a sudden I realized I can't sustain this. So I sold the building last March of 2024. Long story short, and we were on the contract on election night, about 2:30 in the morning. I'm a man of great faith. I heard God's voice say, keep the building. And I'm like, keep the building. I told my wife, she goes, honey, you've been mourning the building. We got to let it go. We can't afford to keep the building. And I said, no. I called my attorney and I said, can I keep the building? And he said, no, you're on the contract. They're closing January 3rd. He says, well, there's one way. I guess if their money doesn't go hard on Friday, then it's your building. And I go, okay, well, let's wait and find out whether God really spoke to me or not. Come Friday at 1 o'clock, my phone rings. It's my attorney. He goes, guess what? They dropped out. So then I met with my team and they said, hey, it's too big for one concept, but let's put 7 concepts in there.
Let's do it.
And I had all these great people working for me, so we decided, okay, I'm all in. It's like being in Vegas. All in on red.
Yeah.
And we've been open for the last 2 weeks, and our numbers are double what they were with the till. And I'll tell this quick story. I was with a doctor at the VIP party the other night, and he says it's this realtor in town who put his hand on his heart, and he said to me, Ronnie, I just hope they make it out of it. We really need this place out here in Briargate.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
And everything happens for a reason. You saved it. Your chips are all in. My mouth is all in on these donuts right now.
Well,
you've got various amounts of restaurants within the building. One of them's Dad's Donuts, headlined by James. James, what'd you bring for us today?
Well, we brought all kinds of good, fun donuts for you guys here. But I've got all kinds of vanilla lemon. We've got our maple. We've got raspberry, we've got our blueberry muffin. This is our caramel cloud chocolate with sprinkles. This is our jelly, which right now it's one of those things that's seasonal for us, but we are doing a 4-berry. We've got a Boston cream, which is Mitch's favorite.
Oh yeah.
We have our campfire special donut, which is our
it's like
our
s'mores, yeah.
which is
I see the
kind of
marshmallow
our house specialty. And then we have the coconut cream down there in the corner as well. And that's basically, if people like coconut, that's like crack cocaine.
It's important that people know these are 109 layer. They take us 4 days to make. There's no preservatives, no additives, no hydrogenated oils. Literally, we use real raspberries on that donut, and we use rice bran oil, which basically keeps the flavor clean. So Friday, National Donut Day.
Yes.
We are offering 25% off.
How about that?
If anybody wants to go to our 2 stores,
Both
which
stores.
is at Briargate and downtown on Marino, and the 3rd store, which our dear friend here, James, is helping us launch right in front of Shields. We'll have 3 stores. We'll make about 300,000 donuts this year.
Wow.
But this following year, we'll be at 1 million donuts. And we're looking for people who want to partner with us because we want to expand to Denver and we're looking to go national over the next couple of years. So
I just can't believe a New Yorker loves a Boston cream donut.
well, I think he got that wrong.
Oh, okay.
That's not my favorite.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
No, my favorite is
I
the
see him eat a lot
my
of them,
favorite
we'll
is
say
the
that.
vanilla bean.
Okay.
And my second favorite is the almond crunch.
Where's it located, real quick? Homestead Collective. Like,
Homestead Collective is 9633 Prominent Point.
Great location.
It's right there, smack and on Powers. You've got 7 concepts in there. Of course, you got Des Donuts, Red Leaf Coffee, organic coffee out of Seattle. Sprig is coming this summer. Garden of the Gods Gourmet, Till, and you got Campfire Pizza. It is exciting when you walk in there on the weekends, and we got a full 2 acres in front with playground, large TV. It's really a lot of fun.
Well, Mitch, we'll bring you back. We're going to talk a little bit more about the other restaurants other than just Dad's Donuts.
I'm
'cause
excited
it's
to be
an
here.
eclectic mix, and it's so good for the community. I'm going to eat some breakfast later in the hour, too, James.
I like that. Good for you.
Trust me, I'm going to eat your food. Plan
Yep.
your trip to try the Homestead Collective today. You can see everything they've got going on and what's on their menu on that website on the bottom of your screen.